So here's something interesting. In South Africa, the cost of having and raising one child can easily reach 1.68 million rand for the average middle income family. That's more than 90,000 rand a year. Now, assuming an inflation rate of 6% per annum and the cost of raising your child at 90,000 rand per year, you're more likely to be looking at around 3 million rand plus from birth to 18. Now, that's just the average, and that's before all of the extras are put in. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what goes into that amount and what you're in for or in store for when you don't family plan. Lol. But before we get to the breakdown of that amount, let's start with how many babies are South Africans having right now. Well, according to the recorded live births data released by Stats SA, a total of 932,138 births were registered with the Department of Home Affairs in 2023. 848,000 of those, 91%, were for births that occurred in 2023, while 83,000 of them were late registrations of births from previous years. The birth data from 2023 revealed interesting trends in the seasonality of births. March recorded the highest number of births, 67,000, followed closely by January with 66,000 and May with 66,000. I'm also a May baby, by the way. The data also revealed demographic shifts in maternal ages, with the median age of mothers increasing to 28.3 years in 2023, the highest since 2004. This rise reflects broader global trends where women are increasingly delaying childbirth due to factors such as education, career aspirations, and improved access to family planning. Births to mothers aged 20 to 34 accounted for nearly 70% of all births in South Africa, indicating that this remains the dominant reproductive age group in South Africa. KwaZulu-Natal recorded the highest number of births to teenage mothers aged 17 years and under. Not great. Followed by Limpopo, then the Eastern Cape. So having a baby in South Africa is a significant financial and emotional commitment for every single parent involved. According to God Risks AdMed, gap cover claims received in 2019 show that the average cost of a cesarean section in South Africa, excluding hospitalization, was 38,000 rand to 44,000 rand, whereas a normal delivery would cost you around 24,000 rand to 25,000 rand. Discovery Health data also showed that the average cost of a natural birth was around 24,000 rand, with an average hospitalization stay of 2.7 days. On average, a C-section delivery was going to cost around 43,000 rand and would require 3.8 days of hospital stay. The average shortfall payments on C-section procedures over the last 2 years was around 8,000 rand, and on normal births was around 7,000 rand. If the baby needs to stay in the hospital for a little bit longer than 3 days, these costs can escalate. Actually, if you've had a child recently, please let us know what you paid for a natural birth versus a C-section birth in the comments. We're moving along swiftly. Now, that's just the birth. We need to take it from when the little unemployed terror, the bouncing baby, gets to your house and you now have to deal with keeping them alive. So we're going to go into how much it costs to maintain a baby in South Africa. In South Africa, according to My Way Life, first-time parents in South Africa spend on average around 100,000 rand a year to raise a child. It's also noted that the nursery can cost around 5,000 rand or even more for things like furniture, a baby changing station, and related equipment, depending on how much you're balling, obviously, and how much you're willing to do away with for this little bundle of joy. The Baby City company says that new parents in South Africa should also expect to spend at least 10,000 rand for the new arrival essential. These are things that include receiving blankets, clothing, nappies, diaper bags, wipes, bottles, pacifiers, formula, or even things like breast pumps, a cot, bedding, a pram, and also a travel car seat. For those parents that need to get back to work almost immediately, you're going to require the support of a nanny, or if you're a little bit bougie, an au pair, or even a creche. Then expect to pay additional bills of around 33,000 to 70,000 rand a year for these services. In fact, I recently saw this image posted by a friend's sister for fees at Crawford Bryanston in Johannesburg for grade 000, 90,000 rand a year or 8,000 rand per month. Yo, where are we? In fact, let's start chatting around school fees. According to Old Mutual, if your child starts from grade 1 in 2023, you can expect to pay on average between 651,000 rand and 1.9 million rand for public or private education, respectively, over your child's school career. Apparently, public primary schooling in 2024 is set to cost around 24,000 rand per year, 41,000 rand in 2030, and by 2035 it's going to cost 61,000 rand, and by 2038 it will cost you 77,000 rand per year to send your kid to a public primary school. Yo guys, and that's just for one child. Crazy. Public high schooling starting in 2023 will cost you around 36,000 rand, 61,000 rand by 2030, 90,000 rand by 2035, and 114,000 rand by 2038. When we get to private schools, I hope you're sitting down. In 2023-24, the average private schooling in South Africa is going to set you back around 71,000 rand. By 2030, it will cost around 180,000 rand. And by 2038, it's projected to cost around 226,000 rand per year to send that that cute little bundle to school. That's just the average primary schooling cost. Private high schooling between the year of 2023 and 2038 will start at around 105,000 rand, and by 2038 it's set to rise to a cost of 333,000 rand to send that really obedient teenage girl or boy to high school. University doesn't get cheaper, folks. In 2023, it would have cost you around 55,000 rand to send your 18-year-old to first year, and by 2038 it's going to cost you around 177,000 rand. I guess by then you'll be hoping that they don't want to change their course and study something in humanities. I'm joking. So with all that said, assuming the inflation rate of 6% per year and the cost of raising a child at 90,000 rand, you can easily see how this is going to get to 3 million rand plus from birth to 18. Yep, that's just the basics, folks. Think about all those subscriptions for games, consoles, holiday trips, and those trips where you actually can't leave them with gogo. And then there's also pocket money. It's a lot, guys. This could easily get to almost 6 to 8 million rand in 18 years. Stressful. One child. That's just for one child. I'm just saying. Now, I don't want to end this video on that note. So on a lighter note, when it comes to baby names in South Africa, in 2023, the data revealed that there were some clear favorites. For boys, Letabo, Nkazimulo, and Lubanzi were some of the names that were leading the pack, while Onalerona, Melokuhle, and Lisakanya were top choices for girls. What is even more interesting is that names like Letabo, Melokuhle, and Ompile were popular for both boys and girls. So with all that said and done, you now know all that you need to know around the cost of not family planning. Thank you for watching this video up until this point. It was very interesting for us to make. We hope it was interesting for you to watch. Check out one of these other videos and hopefully they'll be just as interesting and less costly to your pocket than this one. Cheers.